John Chow here from johnchow.com, and welcome to another episode of Driving with John Chow. I'm back in the Jag, heading out for the .com lunch. It's 71 degrees right now. Fantastic. Perfect. Anyway, I want to follow up on my last driving episode where I talk about doing due diligence and how people send me like mile-long questions asking about a $49 product that's refundable. And that got me kind of thinking. And that's what we want to talk about. I want to talk about thinking versus doing. Because one thing I noticed is that a lot of people tell me that I'll think about it. You ever had that? Yeah, do you want to go out? Like, I'll think about it. Want to do it? I'll think about it. And there's a time for thinking. And there's a time for doing. And I got to tell you, in my experience, I see most people, and you can feel free to, disagree with me, but I find that most people spend more time thinking about something than actually doing it. It's true. I find it totally true. Like, people has been thinking, I know people has been thinking about starting a blog since I started a blog, and they still haven't started one yet. And I started my blog like 10 years ago, and I know, I want to start one. I'm thinking about starting one, and it's not even here today. So they've been thinking about it for the last 10 years, and if here's the thing, they spend so much time thinking about it, they never actually go to do it. And I find that's also a common trait too. And you're thinking about asking that girl out. You're thinking, how are you gonna do it? How do you approach? What should I wear? How should I speak? How should I act? All this stuff. Trying to get all the ducks lined up in a row. But the thing is, they spend so much time thinking about it. Then what happens? A guy goes up and asks, "Hey, you want to go out?" She goes, "Sure." And then, there you go. You lost your opportunity because you spent so much time thinking instead of actually doing. So how do you get out of this thinking mode? How do you get out of this thinking mode? And basically, the easiest way is simply to ask yourself, because when you're thinking, it's like analyzing. And just same thing with due diligence. You're trying to come up with different angles. What can possibly go wrong, or what can possibly go right? You come up with all these perspectives or viewpoints, and you're trying to get all of them. And the thing is, you don't need to get all of them. That's the key. But people, they overanalyze. They're trying to figure out every possible scenario, and they don't act because of it. Because they're thinking, have I thought of everything? Have I thought of everything? And they go over in their mind over and over again. They're thinking, and they're repeating their thinking. So not only do they think about it, they repeat what they thought because they're trying to go over, then I think of every single possible scenario, right? How do you get out of this mode? Here's how you do it. It's really, really simple. But people just don't think about it. See, there you go. People just don't think about it. But check it out. Here's how you do it. Let's just say you want to make money online. Or let's say you want to start making money with a blog. Just ask yourself, what is the first step? What is the first step? And then do that first step. That's all there is to it. Forget about the second, forget about the third or the fourth. What is the first step? Like, you want to ask a girl out to dinner. What is your first step? Your first step is you walk up to her and you ask. That's all, that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to it. The worst thing that could happen is she says no, right? I mean, so basically, you want to make money online, you want to start a blog, what's the first step? You start a blog. You go to HostGator, you sign up for an account, you install WordPress, and then that's your first step. But if you already have a blog, what is your next step? Update it. Put up a blog post. That is your next step. So instead of thinking about, okay, here's my 2-year plan, to make money, this, and this, and going, and instead of spending months and months or years trying to make this 2-year plan, I think instead of spending 10 years making a 2-year plan, just look, what is the bloody first step you got to do, and just do that first step. That's basically it. So, you know, 'cause there is a time to stop thinking and start doing. And if you're always thinking about, asking someone out, thinking about getting into shape, thinking about working out, like you want to get into shape, you're thinking about what's the best exercise. No, just move. That's all there is to it. Just move around. That's all you got to do. It's not that simple, but you know, people like to make things complicated, or way more complicated than it should be. They want to make, they think making money online is some kind of magical formula that requires analytics and all this kind of stuff. No, it doesn't require any of that stuff. The formula is really, really simple. Traffic plus conversion equals money. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. Traffic plus conversion equals money. Right? There's no need to think about, basically no need to think 1,000 steps. The first step, do the first step. After you do the first step, what's the second step? Do the second step. And then you're actually doing it instead of just thinking about it. So yeah. And for those friends of mine who are still thinking about starting a blog, since I started a blog, odds are, if you haven't done it by now, stop thinking about it, because you're not going to do it. Sorry. John Chow from johnchow.com. Thank you for listening. Give you your feedback, thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next episode.